I've been given the opportunity to speak on exciting investment opportunities in the agriculture sector. Just want to flick you back to where the foreign direct investment in Papua New Guinea is going to. From this graph you can see that it is skewed towards non-renewable resource sector. Almost 80% of foreign direct investment goes to the non-renewable resource sector. And there's very little or none in the renewable resource sector. Therefore, there is a need for more of this forum to address investment in the agriculture sector, where it is renewable and is sustainable. Now, many speakers, former speakers, has spoken about Papua New Guinea, what a wonderful place it is. Yes, of course, it is in the center of the tropical global settings, and it is the ideal business investment domain in the tropics. Therefore, PNG is best known, or it's got one of the best tropical climate, has rainfall, it rains all year round. You go to some places, you get 5 meters of water. And it rains, and it pisses in a bucket every night, guaranteed. If you want water, I think my former speaker on hydropower is right in pointing out that we have mega or trillion watts of power coming down from the sky. Papua New Guinea has got a farming history of about 10,000 years, and it is the center of some of these most important commercial crops. Origin is here in Papua New Guinea, like the sugarcane, banana, sago, and all other indigenous crops. Banana was original of Papua New Guinea, sugarcane is also original of Papua New Guinea, but Papua New Guinea do not export sugarcane and do not export bananas. It's got biodiversity of many food crops, and its land resources is rich. And of course, with population growth, 3.1% growth every year, adding into the unemployment of Papua New Guinea. And we have abundance of cheap labor. The Prime Minister has spoken, and Minister Maru has spoken about the government's enabling environment. That the government has seen the potential for investment in Papua New Guinea, and they've made legislation powers and enacted, and also enable policies to invite and attract investment into Papua New Guinea in all sectors. And this enabling environment are pillars to diversify the economy away from skewing towards non-renewable sector to diversify to other sectors as well. And the key, two important policies or legislation that has been made by the government, we think it is the right way, and it's very important for development, is connecting PNG. And the previous speaker has given you, he said it better than what I can say now about connecting Papua New Guinea. It's an important act that the government has made to diversify investment and development throughout Papua New Guinea. And the second one is the special economic zones, which is key. And the government has seen that it's going to diversify and create economic zones all around the region, throughout Papua New Guinea, so that investment and development can be equally and equitably distributed throughout the country. I just want to say a little bit on the special economic zone. It is the biggest driver of sustainable and inclusive economic growth. I think the government has made the right decision and to enact the ACJ. And I want to quote here what Minister Maru said in one of his speeches. He said, "We want to move from an exporter of raw materials to an exporter of manufactured finished goods across all our key resource sectors. We expect ACJs to be PNG's biggest driver of sustainable and inclusive economic growth." I think that's a very key important statement of quote. And in this, the government has also designated special economic zones for agriculture and other sectors. And the 9 that are put up here are important for investment in the agri-food systems. And also, the key development that Minister Maru has mentioned today also was an investment in agriculture and in livestock, and it's spoken about oil palm, chicken, and cattle. And here I have included here that areas that were special economic zones that have huge potential in investment in cattle, oil palm, and chicken. With reference to oil palm, I'm not sure if the representative from South Dhabi are here. Yes, I heard them say in Hong Kong that South Dhabi is here to stay. And they're not wrong. And whoever, and steamships that have been here for 105 years, they're here to stay too. So in the agriculture or the renewable sector, when you come to stay, invest in here, you're here to stay. Because you will feed mouths that are growing at 3.1% in Papua New Guinea and globally growing, increasing population. So if you invest in agriculture, you are here to stay. And with regard to oil palm, PNG is number 7 oil palm producer in the country, in the world, producing 650,000 metric tons of crude oil, and 100% is exported, while PNG is importing cooking oil. So there is demand for cooking oil, but we are exporting cooking oil. The global trend in oil palm will grow 5.2% from $65 billion to $107.5 billion in 2032. And you know, if you invest in the non-renewable sector, it's almost lunchtime, but we will not eat gold, silver, and copper, and we will not drink oil, and we will not smoke gas. Human beings will eat to survive, not survive to eat. A potential special economic zone for investment in oil palm are 2 untouched areas really. The Sepik Plains, which is about 600 to 1 million hectares of grassland, and the rich Lakakamu Basin in the Gulf province. That's about another 300,000 hectares. So altogether there is about close to 1 million hectares available for investment in oil palm. So if you want to invest in oil palm, please do come. Because South Dhabi is here. South Dhabi needs another family in Papua New Guinea to invest in oil palm. With this investment in oil palm, we look at increasing to 1.8 to 2 million hectares from 900,000 hectares currently, and producing 1.2 to 1.4 million metric tons of crude oil, and will encourage downstream processing and to be self-sufficient in cooking oil in Papua New Guinea. As I was sitting in this morning, something slipped into my pocket, This box little in my pocket, it is a dark chocolate. And chocolate is made from cocoa, and there is some oil palm in it. And this chocolate is made locally. It was given to you by Nicole. She could be one of the speakers later. Thank you, Nicole. And there is room to add value to PNG raw materials. In chicken production in Papua New Guinea are in two subsectors, one commercially and one in 50% is by smallholders who buy a 50 bird box throughout the country, and 50% is by two commercial chicken producers. They're both concentrated in Marape province, and it's a risk, because if an avian disease ever land in Marape, the chicken industry in Papua New Guinea will be wiped out, and it must be diversified. We are producing 35,000 metric tons a year, and a demand and importing 60,000 metric tons per year. And there's a huge demand of over 100,000 tons of chicken meat into Papua New Guinea. Now, the strategy for investment in poultry would be to bring it to a central location where it is the hub of transportation. The current production of day-old chicken distribution in Papua New Guinea is only in Marape, and it is a logistic nightmare to bring birds out from Marape through the rest of the country. And many farmers who grow day-old chicken or buy day-old chicken to grow throughout the country, the day-old chicken will only last 3 days. It's after 3 days the viability drops, and the farmer will lose 100% or more birds and will not raise any chicken. So therefore, it's better and it's good to have a central production of day-old chicken in a location where they can go out the same day they hatch, they go to the farm. And that's how commercial birds operate. Therefore, the strategy for chicken here is that it will, for any foreign direct investor want to invest in this country, it is a growing industry. And the government has created special economic zones, and Port Moresby is one special economic zone that requires investment in this area. And therefore, with large production of day-old chicken from Port Moresby, the birds fly, and as the Port Moresby is a hub that you reach out to the rest of Papua New Guinea. So when any Guinea flies out every morning, they carry the day-old chicken throughout Papua New Guinea. So for every economic zone, we'll be raising their own chicken for self-sufficiency. And that's what the government wants to see, to move away from Marape and diversify into other areas. And increase. Also, Port Moresby is a hub for export, where the flights come in and go out. And Papua New Guinea is also disease-free, apart from New Zealand. In most, or some of the worst avian diseases in the world. So PNG is an ideal environment for investment in chicken. For cattle, Papua New Guinea produces only 2,000 tons a year, and it's supplied by only one supplier from Makam Valley. And Papua New Guinea imports 10,000 tons of beef annually, and there's a deficit of 8,000 tons. So there's a need in an area for investment in beef. And also, Papua New Guinea produces almost organic beef with low chemicals. So there is room. While the global demand for organic beef is increasing every year, I mean, some of you involved in cattle will agree with me that people want to eat organic beef. And organic beef has good nutritional values and also good for aging people like us. for health benefits to that. So there is a demand for organic beef, and PNG is an environment to invest in organic beef. Targeted special economic zone for beef production would be, again, the Sepik Plains, with about 600,000 hectares of grassland to integrate the oil palm. Marape in Makam Valley and across the Huon Peninsula and Siam, Tewa Siasi district, and in the Gulf province and in Central province. The strategy for beef would be to utilize our rainfall and our climate and our green environment to grow more good beef on grass. So we target to increase our production to 200,000 heads, producing 50,000 metric tons of beef a year. Also, Papua New Guinea has some of our indigenous food that has not been untapped. For example, sago. Sago produces starch, and the demand for sago starch, the global consumption of sago starch is increasing. Countries like Japan who do not eat or grow sago, away from the tropics, the demand for sago increasing. And cassava. These two food crops have no gluten. They are gluten-free. There are people around the world who are gluten intolerant. And starch made from our local food like sago, in Papua New Guinea about 5 million hectares of natural sago stand, untapped. And cassava, as introduced earlier, has been commercialized. It's now ready to go. We have selected over 50 different varieties of cassava and have done research to select low iodine cyanide content cassava varieties that are ideal for commercialization. And of course, they're gluten-free. The infrastructure is there. It's only for plug and play. Thank you. If you want to invest in these areas, please, there is address there. Consult the Ministry of International Trade and Foreign Investment. You're most welcome. And if you talk about any of these products or produce, please, you're welcome to talk to me later. Thank you.